Hey, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're tuning in. I appreciate you joining me. I'm Tisha Marie Johnson. So, if you're a replay viewer, go ahead and put a one in the comments so we can show you some love. Not trying to put you on the spot, just want to show you some love. And if you're here live, say hello so I can say hello back. I do not own the rights to this music. It's just a little something, something. This is one of my go-to songs. Um, when I'm having one of them days. But nonetheless, I'm glad that you're here. Looking forward to our time. Hey, Marnie. Thank you so much for joining us, sis. So, tall, dark, and handsome. Now, every woman's description of her ideal man is a little different. But we're going to talk about some things that women want. But ultimately, ladies, the question is, what is it that he really wants? But you got to answer this question for yourself too. Hey, Jessica, thanks for joining. You do need to know what it is that you want, because if I were to ask you, what don't you want, you probably can spew off like 50 things. But have you thought about what you want? So we're gonna talk about a few things, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. But I'm excited to be here and looking forward to this time that we spend together. So let me talk, because I'm get wrapped up in this music. Y'all know I want to be a DJ, right? They tease me because I tell them that, but I did. I TJ the DJ. Kind of catchy. Nonetheless, I'm just a singer. I ain't a DJ. I ain't none of them other things. But I'm here. I am, for those who do not know me, I'm Tisha Marie Johnson, a relationship coach. I'm an Amazon bestselling author of After Him, Emerge. And so, what qualifies me to have this conversation? Well, I have a little bit of love and relationship experience that we will perhaps talk about a little bit. But I'm here sharing my story because I turn my pain into purpose. And so I'm here to help women manifest true and lasting love. And so we're gonna have a conversation tonight. I got so much great stuff. Look, I've been kind of low key because I've been grinding in the lab working on some things, and so I'm excited because we got a lot of great stuff coming up. COVID came and you kind of had to do a little bit of a pivot, because when we launched the book, I had some scheduled book tours planned, like live in person tours. And so, of course, we had to kind of shift with the social distancing and all of that. But it's all good. Just been in the lab creating, working on some stuff, working on the master plan. So I'm excited, and looking for some ladies that are excited too. So, ladies, listen, I have a special gift. If you refer a man that is eligible to be interviewed by me and my team, then you're going to get a special prize from me. It's going to be a gift card, but it's going to be nice. So we're excited about that too. So if you know any good fellas, listen, listen, I think y'all know. I need some men that are serious, that love Black women. Okay, let's just start there. That love Black women, that want to honestly and earnestly share their opinion about what men really want, because I think that's important. Men and women communicate differently. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. You've heard it. And so we communicate differently, we experience things differently, but the bottom line is, you want to be able to have a partner that you can communicate with, and you do the work that it takes to make that relationship work. Now, I'm not talking about forcing something to work. I'm talking about coming together and naturally allowing those things to work. And then some things are going to be a matter of you both putting in the work to make it work. Again, not forcing nobody to do nothing. You can't force somebody, for example, to be a neat freak, if that's what you're looking for. You can't force somebody to be a neat freak. Now you can nag them and you can get on their nerves, or y'all can come to some kind of happy medium. But so I'm not talking about forcing somebody. Now you do know that when you are in relationship with someone, you do accept all of who they are or not, right? But when you make a commitment such as marriage, yeah, you don't get up and walk away from the table that easily. At least you shouldn't. I don't know anybody that got married to get divorced. I certainly didn't, because that was never on my radar. I'm 52. I expected at least by now to be married, going on 30 years, at least 25. Okay. With 5 kids and maybe a grandchild or two by this point. Yeah, my story doesn't look that way. It's okay. It really is okay. I'm good. But are you good with where you are? Now I know some ladies that are just like sick of making the same relationship mistakes. You sick of dating the same dude. Well, you got to do something different. And that starts way before you go out on a date. Do you realize that you having something different in relationship is going to start way before you say yes? And when it comes down to it, listen, you can entertain yourself, or at least you should be good at enjoying your own company, right? Because if you enjoy your company, then why would you expect someone else to? Well, about that behind closed doors. And actually, I am launching a 12-week course so that you can manifest the love of your life. So if you're interested in that, comment me or inbox me and let me know so that we can get you on that path. It's funny. I think about it, and I'm going to talk about a couple things that I brought to the conversation tonight. I think it was November. It probably was about November 2019. I was just having some conversation with some ladies online, and we talked about where we wanted to be in December of 2020 with our boo. Well, we didn't know that life would change and shift and come to a halt as it has. And so, I'm going to follow up with those ladies, but I know for me, I expected to be in Paris with my boo come this December. And for a couple months into 2020, in spite of the quarantine, I actually thought I was on that path. But sometimes you have to thank God when it looks like this is going to help somebody. When it looks like there's been a roadblock put in place, sometimes that roadblock is for your protection. Somebody should relate to that, because if it weren't for that roadblock of quarantine, I may have entertained. I'm not going to say I would have made a commitment or a covenant with this person, but I may have entertained them a little bit longer than necessary. I don't know. It could have been that when I saw him, I saw right through him. So that could have been it too. But I'm just saying, sometimes I know we're so gung ho about what we want and we got to get to what we want. I get it. I understand. Look, I'm there with you. Like, come on, I don't play no games. I don't want to play no games. Can we just like really be all of who you are? I'm gonna be all of who I am, and let's see if we like each other. Let's see if it's gonna be a good fit. Hey D, thanks for joining. And unfortunately, I can say that is just my story, and I haven't talked a lot about it. I probably will at some point. I haven't talked a lot about it. Hey Angie, but I'm thankful for the quarantine. Hey Kareem, I'm thankful because yeah, it would have been a disaster, and I'd have been mad. I really would have been mad. So I'm looking for somebody, men. I'm looking for the men that are willing to be honest and forthright about what they really want from women. Because I think a lot of times we go into it with these preconceived notions about what we think men want. And a lot of times, ladies, because you're looking at it from your view, you're not looking at it from the standpoint, the viewpoint of a man. So we are going to be interviewing some awesome and incredible men who want to give their opinion about what they really want in love and relationship. And so listen, you can be divorced. And I'm not even not taking married men for the sake of I know some incredible married men who can, like, give you the 411 for real, who may agree to interview. But I mean, primarily we are looking for single men. If you're single or single again, or you're unmarried, let me put it that way, because we are shifting how we talk about this particular conversation. Looking for those who really want to share their opinion. And listen, I put the emphasis on you love Black women, because if you don't, then you're going to give me some information that's not going to be beneficial to the ladies that I want to empower with this information. So, all right. So, ladies, how important to you is open communication? Because now communication. There are three major areas that affect breakup, that affect divorce. Communication being one, finances being another, and then intimacy or sex being the third one. Those are like the higher three on the list that really affect a relationship, or people say cause divorce. Usually, by the time you get to divorce, there's so many things that have happened over whatever amount of time that I don't know if you can break it down in that way. A lot of it is we haven't communicated properly. So, ladies, how important is it to communicate with the man? Do you so let me ask you this. Do you feel like you want your partner to be your best friend? Now, I talked to a number of men about this. Some of them say, you know, I just want to get straight to the point. And so while and again, this is the difference in our communication styles. Some men are like, okay, can you tell me that in 20 words or less? And I mean, I get it. I do get it, but at the same time. And so it'll be a question, of course, that I ask the man because I want to know. But sometimes your lady can't give it to you in 20 words or less. And so that's where you have to exercise patience, fellas. I'm just saying. But we ain't talking about what a woman really wants. But listen, ladies, in terms of communication, do you feel like, number one, you want him to be like your bestie? You want to be able to talk to him about any and everything. And I'm gonna tell you the beauty of having a relationship like that. Sometimes people say, if you have a male friend like that, then you definitely don't want to mess up that relationship by having a formal relationship. I've heard so many people say that, and I don't know. I don't know. Y'all can tell me what you think. I know that relationship has to have a solid foundation of friendship, because at the end of the day, there's gonna be some days I don't like you and you don't like me, and so we got to be friends. Which, in order to honor the covenant and the commitment, we got to be friends. D said, I really want to be able to talk to him about everything. I I agree. I want to be able, and there is beauty in that kind of relationship. And I've had those kinds of relationships, and I still do have those kinds of relationships. I don't know that usually, and so let me just speak from my personal perspective. Um, I don't usually have a friendship that turns into something else. I don't know. Men say, and sometimes you do friend zone the guy that really should not be in the friend zone. Maybe you only like him as a friend, but he probably likes you more. I mean, that has happened. But then I know people that say, no, if you are friends, do not ruin it. Do not ruin it by becoming lovers. So, mm, D said, I think if you have a male friend like that, then he's probably your guy. You know, I just think that that element of friendship is so important. And I do think a lot of people, now I'm gonna tell you what's interesting. I think a lot of people skip over that. R.A. Vernon has a book that I really like. I think it's The 10 Rules of Dating. And the first rule, now he's a preacher, so you wouldn't think his first rule of dating would be that you are physically compatible. Yeah, I gotta be compatible with you. Not that it has to be a bad thing, but I do think, if you're just my friend, you can be my friend no matter what, no matter how tall, no matter how short, no matter how thick, no matter how thin, you could be my friend. But if I have a type and I'm looking to be involved with a certain person. Now, I'm not saying that physicality overweighs anything else, but I'm just saying that that initial reaction, like, is this somebody that I really could be or become physically attracted to? But if there's no hint, good morning, Moses. Thank you for joining. If there's no hint of an attraction in the least bit, we probably can't be more than friends. It could change. It could shift because especially if this is a person who is like suitable for you, this is a person who you could be in a long-standing, long-lasting relationship with, then it could be that you didn't look at them in that way, but when you did, you go, oh, I didn't see you in that way before. I don't know, ladies, what do you think? Dee says she could see that. Yeah, I think it can shift, but I think there are some instances where it doesn't, for whatever reason. I try to keep good people in my space. I really do. And I know some incredible men. I know some great men that are single. And I can have a friendship with you, but it's kind of like once you're my friend, I'm not usually I don't know, and I can only speak for me, but I'm not usually looking to say this Joe is my friend, but we gonna see what it can be beyond friendship. No, I'm not usually looking to do that. Um, but communication is key because if you don't have that level of open, honest communication, you should be able to share. You should be able to share. Now I do know some long lasting, some lifelong relationships, and when we were broadcasting on a regular basis, they would be on with us that have been married like for forever, and they are friends. So I know that friendship and open, honest communication is so key. But what other characteristics, ladies? Tell me, what other characteristics are you looking for in the man? Like, what is it? What's your bottom line he just has to have? And I mean, I think that's important for you to be honest with yourself about. Don't and I don't mean anything surface or trivial. Yeah, we have preferences, but a dear friend of mine, God rest his soul, honesty, that's great, D. That's number two. We're gonna talk about that in 1 second. Uh, he would say, have a list. but be open for the things that you don't know that you really need. And so if I have a list and and I'm not talking about trivial things or surface level things, but maybe I don't know I need somebody who has experience in a certain way or in a certain area. That might not be on my list. That might not be on my radar, but it doesn't mean that I don't need it. And so, you know, his my friend's point to me was have a list, have an expectation, be on the lookout for certain things, but also understand that there's some things that you don't know that you need that you really do need, and you got to be open. You know, so sometimes that doesn't look like you thought it would look. So, ladies, and we're going to talk about honesty because that's number 2 on the list. Ladies, if let's see. So, and this is going to seem a little trivial, but just go with me. Ladies, if you were open to dating, you were looking to have a relationship that was going to go into deeper levels of commitment, and say you felt like, because now I do know women like this, oh, he got to be a certain height. So say I like, because I'm sure I like taller men, right? So say I like men that are 6 feet and taller. What if I meet a guy? Now I'm 5'3". What if I meet a guy that's 5'1"? That ain't uh, nah. Before y'all trip, there are people that are like, mm-mm. Are you willing to miss this great person because the package doesn't look like you want? Nah, number 2 is honesty. So you got to be honest with yourself. But I'm here to tell you, listen, at 52 and with my relationship experience, not, I'm more concerned about who you are, character, how you're going to treat me, and your like legitimate history of men and women and relationship, and do you really love your mama? Are you a mama's boy? That kind of thing. I want to know those things. Okay. Now it might be a struggle for me if you are 5'1", because I like tall men. But I'm not going to overlook the package or overlook the person because I'm looking at the package. So, ladies, are you really being honest with yourself? Oh, you hear me say you want his credit score to be 850, but yours is 325. Yeah, what you bringing to the table? But that ain't the conversation tonight. Uh, D said, I do need to be attracted to him. I need his word to be true. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that you do. Excuse me. You should be attracted to a person. So that was so refreshing for me to see a preacher say, a pastor who counsels couples say that physical attraction is like high. Because if you're not physically attracted to them, then I don't know, the other things kind of wane. D also said, I want him to have some go-getter in him and a people person. That's a great list because that's, part of who you are. Now, do I think, listen, I work hard. I'm a go-getter. I've always, when I was younger, I hadn't quite gotten into entrepreneurship when I was younger, my first marriage. But I wasn't a go to work, come home, sit on the couch. It definitely wasn't that. So I can't say as I got older that more of doing more, being active and all of that was definitely on the radar. And then when I got introduced to direct sales and multi-level marketing, it became a lot more. I want to go get her. However, he need to understand that he needs to come home. Come home. So you got to be honest with yourself. You want him to have these things, do these things. Are you willing to make the sacrifice with him? I think that the man who doesn't understand my world, who doesn't understand what I do and how I operate and all of that, he doesn't understand my pursuit. I think he's going to have a hard time with the fact that, okay, I got something going on. Now that is not to say that I do. And when I'm in a relationship, and I mean, ain't nobody gonna come on here and vouch, but I mean, if I could say, they can never say, oh, she left me alone. She left me unattended. She didn't take care of my needs. She did. Regardless to whatever else I had going on, because a wise woman, hello, builds her house. A wise woman ain't leaving the house wide open for craziness to happen. I'm just saying. D said I'm open shorter than 5'1". Nah, I hope not. So my thing is, okay, Lord, I've been waiting. Can I at least have some of that stuff on my list? I don't want to have to, sit myself down and have a conversation. Okay, he 5'1". You gonna be all right with that? I don't want to have that conversation with myself about everything on the list. There's some stuff that, again, may not be according to what I want or my expectation. But it's not to say that a nice guy, for example, I know someone who's like, oh, I want a truck driver. So for me, I'm not against you hustling and your hustle legit. I'm good with it. But somebody who is going to be on the road 85% of our relationship, yeah, that's not going to really work for me. I can get with someone who is about their business, about their money, about the grind, about making it happen for the family, taking care of his kids, all of that. I'm with that. But I'm not with you working and we don't hardly ever see each other. I could stay single for that. Now I'm not talking about, sometimes you got to sacrifice and make adjustments and all of that, depending on what's going on or depending on what you're in preparation for. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about isolated periods of things that happen and you got to do what you got to do. I'm talking about off rip. Like, you're going to be gone 85% of the time. Yeah, we could probably just date for a while if I just feel like this is just my person. If it's gonna be long distance for like 5 years, yeah, I'm really not trying to do that. Really not. All right, D said, yeah, I've never been to stay at home, sitting still time. Oh yeah, never that. We got, look. I don't know about y'all. Me and D on a mission to fire our job. So we got to make this thing happen. So, being honest with yourself, and not just being honest with yourself, but being honest in the relationship. And that's one of the things that, and it still stems back to communication. Can you be open and honest, or are you always stuffing down how you really feel because you don't want to offend the other person? That's a hard place to be in. I'm just gonna be honest. That is such a hard place to be in because you don't want to feel like, well, I can never be honest with them. I can never, because again, going back to this foundation of friendship, what do we really have? if we can't be honest. Now, I mean, of course you gotta have boundaries, and those need to be discussions that you have about what honesty really looks like for you. So here's one major issue on the list. And I'm here to tell you, if you have an issue with this thing, you definitely got to fix it before you try to be in a relationship. Trust. He can be tall, dark, chocolate, he can still be playing football, but if I can't trust you, listen, if I can't trust you. Now, that's not to say that I haven't healed from my trust issues, because I have. And that needs to be a conversation. Again, a lot of things flow back to open, honest communication. So, you know, fellas, can I help y'all? Like, for real? When she says she has an issue, I don't care what it is. When she says she has an issue, you need to handle it. You need to address it. At the very least, you need to have a conversation. Don't act like she ain't say nothing. Don't try to sweep it under the rug. Don't act like, girl, you tripping. Girl, please. Ain't nobody that you saying, ain't nobody looking at you, ain't nobody talking to you, ain't nobody messing with you. It's probably 5 women out there that are. So trust, you have to deal with that issue. But fellas, when she comes to you and say, baby, can we talk? And ladies, there's a way to do it. You got to understand how to do it and when to do it. But when she comes to you and you're at that point where you're able to have this conversation, and she's able to share, well, baby, I'm feeling some kind of way about XYZ. Do not, do not ignore that woman. Could you not? Please and thank you. Ignore her, because what you don't understand is a lot of times women see things that you don't see. I think they call it a sixth sense, or whatever. Whatever you call that thing, women have it. And so you ignoring, taking for nagging, no, sir. You cannot ignore that. You need to have the conversation, and don't act like she didn't say it. I know so many men that do that. Like, I had a husband that did that. Listen, he swept so much stuff under the rug, I couldn't even walk without falling. That's how much stuff he swept under the rug. That's not open, honest, effective communication. That is not going to work in the relationship at all. D said, "Are the men trading attraction for a woman who has all the amazing qualities?" Now, D, that is an awesome question. I'm going to pose that question to the men that I interview. So, for those of you who do not know, we have launched a search for men that we want to interview, because we want to know what men really want, what he really wants. So, if you know a man who's 35 to 60 who loves Black women, I have to put that in there, who loves Black women and are willing to be interviewed, give their honest, open opinion about love and relationship, we're looking for him. He needs to go to bit.ly/, what he really wants form, bit.ly/ what he really wants form, so that we can schedule an interview with him and my team. They're excited about it. And looking forward to it. Let me put this in the well, that this is actually going to give the pre-interview. that is going to allow him to um, set it up so that he can schedule the pre-interview, and then we're going to do live, well, recorded interviews. Excuse me. And we are going to, oh, I know why that's happening. Then we're going to write a book, write another book. So, but it's going to start with getting the opinion. So if you know of a man, ladies, you know, some good men out here who might still be single for whatever reason. Or maybe they're in a relationship, they're committed, but they're good guys willing to give their honest opinion about love and relationship. Send it to this link, bit.ly/, what he really wants form, serious inquiries only. But even for the guy that's not serious, it's going to be beneficial for us. So it's all good. So go send them this way. Listen, put them in contact with me, introduce me to them, tag them on a post. But we're looking to interview some men. At least 50 men I'm looking to interview. Could be more, just depends. And we're looking to do, some awesome things just from that alone. But certainly it's going to help me. Now, fellas, listen, this is why. This is why you want to sign up for this. It's going to help me empower women so that they're not coming to the table thinking they know what men really want. They're going to come to the table equipped, knowing that I'm dealing with this man. And so I understand what men want. So fellas, I this is really for y'all. I'm helping y'all, like seriously. Okay. So but ladies too. And so ladies, if you refer me to some men that sign up and make it to our final interview segment, then I'm gonna have a gift card for you. So I'm excited about that, looking forward to it. And you could be put in a drawing for a really, really nice prize. Me and my team, we talked about the prizes that we want to give away and all that good stuff. So I'm excited. But go to that link, send them here, tag them in this video, send them this video. Do what you need to do. But we have until August 8th, next Saturday, to get them. Hey sis, thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing. Get them to sign up, bit.ly/ what he really wants form, so that we can start getting those interviews scheduled and get those things done. It's gonna be so much fun. Listen, we're gonna have a ball. So if you know some men, go ahead and send them our way. So because I think it's important. I just know so many women that just don't have a clue. You think you know. So the thing is, you think you know, but you really don't. And so we want to help you so that you go to the table informed and educated. Absolutely, absolutely. So trust is a big issue. And ladies, if you haven't dealt with your trust issues, you're not ready. You're not. I'm like, serious. If you've not dealt with them, I'm not saying you didn't cry about it. You got rid of the dude and you cried about it. That's not dealing with it. And trust, because trust is so major. You really have to deal with that. Get down to the root of that thing and all. But if you register for our class, we're gonna handle all of that. So, ladies, what are some other things that are important to you for a relationship? In relationship, like, we talked about open, honest communication, and so much stems back and forth to that. We talked about honesty. We talked about trust. One of the other things I'm going to suggest is that let's see which one of these I want to talk about before I let y'all go. Let's do supportive and sensitive. Let's do those together. So, fellas, ladies want a man that is supportive. Like me and Dee have been talking about, we are women on the go, we're on the move. And, I'm a woman. I don't ask for much. I don't. I mean, I'm sure I should ask for more. And I'm just talking about what above and beyond. There's a list of things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you ain't bringing nothing to the table. I'm saying when it comes to me asking, like, I'm not gonna ask you for a Louis Vuitton every other month. I'm not asking you for, some $1,700 shoes. That's what I'm talking about. My ask is I want to be supported, whether that's I'm doing something, doing an event, or um, if there's something local going on, or if whatever it is, I want to feel like I'm not an afterthought. I want to know that you support me, like, in a real way, that I'm celebrated and I'm supported. That's Now I'm just talking about me. Ladies, you can weigh in if that's you too. I want to know that I'm supported and celebrated. It's a bad thing. It is to be with a man that's jealous of you. That is such a hurting situation, because it's like, okay, why are you jealous? If I win, we win. Now I'm just talking about me, because I know there are some women that's like, you do you, I'm doing me. The two ain't got nothing to do. You thinking you ain't got no gas, but I'm on full. I'm on full and money in the bank. I'm being a little trivial, but not. I know women that are like that, that are like, "Mm, okay, figure it out." Nah, there may be a place and a point for that, you know. But when I say supportive, like, we're supporting one another. Like, I'm your biggest cheerleader. I need you to be my biggest cheerleader, because every win that I have makes you look good. You certainly don't want the commentary, well, she out here doing big things, but her dude, don't he ain't nowhere to be found. That's a horrible commentary. Who wants that? And I know women, listen, I can't tell you what to do with you and yours. But I just think that's so unfortunate to be in that situation where you're not supported. Now I get you might not be into what I'm into. So if I'm a bowler and I've been bowling for forever and you can't stand bowling, I get that you ain't running to the bowling alley with me to join the league. However, if we in relationship and we together, I'm gonna need you to come every now and again to the bowling alley. Please and thank you. I'm just talking about me. But is it important to be supportive? The other thing is sensitive. I need you to be, there's a time and space. And I know men want to solve the problem for you. But there are situations where I don't need you to be my knight in shining armor. I just need you to be like, girl, come get this shoulder. And you pat me and you let me cry. You let me fuss. You let me do all that. Are you sensitive to what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing? Or are you like, girl, if you don't get on up, so what? I do know people that are like, you fall out with somebody. He like, well, I told you she wasn't your friend no way, so get over it, kind of thing. No, I need you to be supportive and I need you to be a little sensitive. Yeah, maybe that is the reality of the situation, but yeah, I might not be ready to like really hear that and receive that. So just like ladies have to be sensitive to sharing information with her man, fellas, you too gotta be understanding and sensitive and not crushing. A woman doesn't want to be crushed by her man. If I'm gonna be crushed, I will stay by myself. If you're the kind of man that is going to crush me, then you really don't love me. I need a man that is going to be sensitive and gentle when I need that. There's a time and space for you to, tell me, get up, quit crying, blow your nose, come on, let's go. And there's a time to be like, baby, I'm sorry that happened to you. Come here. Like, seriously. Or, I say flowers work wonders. And you should send flowers often, not just when you're in trouble. But no, be supportive and sensitive. But ladies, do you know what he needs in exchange for that? So that's why we have launched our What He Really Wants, because I want to know, what is it that men really want? I want to help these ladies understand what it is that you really, really want. So me and my team are waiting to take your information so we can schedule your interview. bit.ly/, what he really wants form, bit.ly/ what he really wants form. So you can sign up 35 to 60. I ain't gonna be mad if you 62 or 63. I'm not. I do have some older women in my community, so it's all good. But excuse me, under 35, because you probably ain't ready. Now if you got it like that and you think you can pass the test, then come on with your bad self. If you 32, you think you got it going on, and you like, I'm a take the nesty plunge. Come on. But in general, I'm looking for men 35 and over. Like, seriously. It's just something about, age and life and experience and all that good stuff. So, ladies, here's the gift. If you refer a man that makes it to our final panel of men, then you're going to get a very special gift from me and my team. I'm excited about that. And fellas, see, I can't even. I can't even say all the stuff that's going. But fellas, if you're on this panel and you make it through to like the final round or whatever, yeah, I might have some things that you're interested in as well. So it's good. Y'all know, like, Campbell soup is good. So I'm excited about it. Looking forward to it. So I just wanted to come on and talk about what we're doing. So if you know a man 35 to 60 who loves Black women, he's interested, he's willing to be interviewed about love and relationship. I know some fellas that are just like very opinionated. And listen, I want you to come and be able to share freely. So that's why I say unmarried, because if you're in a relationship, you might not be able to talk freely because you got to go home. And listen, I'm not going to be responsible for nobody's relationship getting jacked up because you were open and honest about some stuff that you hadn't talked to her about. Or some stuff that she does that you don't care for. Nah, yeah, I'm not carrying that. But no, seriously, if that's you, if you're interested, we want to interview you so that you can be a part of this panel. And listen, it fellas, it's gonna come back to you because I'm empowering some women to come back to the table equipped and ready to love you like you really want to be loved. Isn't that awesome? See, it works. I got you, man, I got you. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. And in the meantime and in between time, I hope that you've shared this video. I didn't say that, but please share the video, especially with someone that you know, a man that you know that again loves Black women and is going to be open and honest about his love and relationship expectations. So send them this video, send them the link bit.ly/ what he really wants form so that we can get him on the schedule. So I got a time limit, I got a schedule, trying to make this happen. I'm excited about it. I hope I get some ladies that are excited about it too. And I'm gonna I'm gonna be launching a class for women that are ready to manifest the love of their life. See how that's working together. I'm getting you together and I'm getting what the men want. So when you come out of that class, you're gonna be cooking with gas. Yes, yes, we're excited. So thank you, Dee. Thank you so much. So listen, y'all have a great, awesome one. I will talk to you soon. Love you, love you, love you. And I'll see you.